Wait, you said what? You said what? You said run it back, run it back, run it back, run it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back for another one. It's your man, Tristan Big Guap Brady, hitting you with the real facts, no fiction. We coming back for another one. The title of this video is Your Mind is a Garden or something like that. I really just go off the cuff and give you guys the real. What I mean by your mind is a garden, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of a seed right here. You see here, the seed in my hand represents the thoughts and the things that you hold inside of your mind. And your mind represents the garden that I was talking about. So when you plant this seed, when you plant any seed inside of a garden, inside of soil, what happens is that seed attracts to it all the nutrients, all the water, all the vitamins and minerals that it needs to grow into the plant or the tree or the vine that it was destined to be. And the same happens with your thoughts inside of your mind. So as you see, like fertile soil, it doesn't matter what you plant inside of it. It doesn't matter if you plant corn, it doesn't matter if you plant poison ivy, nightshade, carrots, whatever you put inside of that fertile soil, it's gonna give you back tenfold what it is because that's how the soil works. When you look at the mind in the same way and you think about your thoughts as seeds, it's gonna give you back exactly what you plant into it. So you need to be really, really, really careful about the people that you surround yourself with and the information that you're feeding inside of your mind because that all goes inside of the garden that you guys hold inside of your capacity here. So if you think about trading and you think about investing, you think about your portfolio as a garden, it works the same exact way. You have to be very, very, very selective and very, very, very careful in the pieces, the securities that you allow into your portfolio because it's the same as allowing seeds inside of your garden. If you bring in some nasty seeds and they start tearing up all the nutrients inside of your soil, you're gonna be left without much of a garden, and that's how people blow up their accounts. So if you think of it like a gardener and you are the bouncer at your nightclub, oh, that's a great one. If you're a bouncer to the nightclub, that is your mind. You're a bouncer to the nightclub, that is your garden. You're a bouncer to the nightclub, that is your portfolio. Everything that you let inside the club is gonna come out tenfold. It might come out with 10 different women. It might come out with, a stab in the neck. You never know what happens inside of a nightclub. You never know what happens inside of a garden. It just depends on what you place inside of there. So if you think of your mind as the garden, you think about the seeds as thoughts. The law of reciprocation says that for every action, there is an opposite reaction. So if you literally think of thoughts as things, it's gonna give you back an opposite and equal reaction. So if you think about positive things, you're gonna get positive results. If you think about negative things, you're gonna get negative results. You surround yourself with negative people, you're gonna get negative thoughts, and then you're gonna get negative results. I encourage you guys to do some of these best practices. Without these best practices, I don't think I get to the level of success that I've gotten to. And my level of success is far away from where I want to be, but I know that progression every single day and consistency is the most rare human trait, and that's what separates the best of the human beings from just regular human beings. So one thing that I do every single day that I've talked about in other videos, but I really want to hammer home to you guys, is writing down 3 pages inside of a journal every single day. When I started doing what's called morning pages, check out The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. When I started doing The Artist's Way and journaling 3 pages every single morning, when I first started off, it was a whole bunch of racial slurs. It was a whole bunch of self-deprecating information put onto these pages. But what I learned by doing this is I'm holding this inside of my mind already. I'm not censoring it, I'm just letting it flow out in a stream of consciousness. And I would much, much, much rather have that information on a piece of paper instead of dwelling and sitting inside of my mind. Because when I see it on paper, I can now assess it and understand it for what it's actually worth and see, okay, I'm holding these thoughts, what's the source of them? If I don't get them on paper and I don't see a physical representation of them, then I'm never gonna understand how to get rid of them from the source. So many times, especially when we look at children, if we look at children and we try and change their behavior, if they're having bad behavior or unexemplary behavior inside of a classroom, that's the last thing that we wanna change because that's the end result. What we wanna change is the cause. What we wanna change is the root. What we wanna change is the seed that is producing that fruit that we desire, that we consider undesirable. So many times we try and change behavior, but that's the last thing that we need to change. We need to change the thought process. And to change your thought process, what comes in great is doing those journalings every single day. What I've noticed also helps out tremendously is waking up 2 hours before anything that I'm supposed to do. So if I have a job to do, or whether it's the morning call with Ricky or anything that I have to do that I consider work or somewhere I have to be, I try and wake up, I do wake up at least 2 hours before, so it gives me proper time to prepare for it mentally. These hours in the morning that I trade for the hours at night, I used to go to bed at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and then wake up in the morning just fine, but it's not really just fine. And that doesn't give me time to reflect and look back and understand what seeds that I'm planting inside of my garden. So when I go ahead and wake wake up those 2 hours before and shut out the entire world, whether it's 4:30 or 5:30 in the morning, depending on what I have going on during the day, that adds so much value and so much reflection into what I'm putting inside of my garden. And combining that with those morning pages and that time of solitude, it allows me to see what type of plants I have inside of my portfolio, what plants I have inside of my garden, what people I have inside of my nightclub. So many different layers happen when I give myself that peace and that time to evolve as a human being. And the third piece that I want to give to you guys is reading positive information. Really, the brain is a sponge, whether it's the conscious or the subconscious mind, and we're taking in information so much. And 80% of the information comes in through our eyes, through our optic nerves. So you really need to be careful on the programs that you're watching. You really need to be careful to the words that you're listening to. Where are you getting your information from is an amazing question to ask yourself every single day. When you start questioning the source of your seeds, the seeds change and the results change, the fruit changes. A quote from the Bible is, "You shall know them by the fruit that they bear." I'm not a Christian, but there's so much truth inside of that book in relation to understanding the seeds that you hold. So without further ado, I want to let you guys know, pay attention to the seeds that you're putting inside of your garden, pay attention to the people that you're allowing inside your nightclub, and pay attention to the plants that you're allowing inside your portfolio. It all relates to life. It's not just exclusive to trading, it's so much deeper than that. It's so much grander than that. So you have magic inside of you. You are standing inside of an acre of diamonds as we speak. You have riches inside of you. The riches are not from the outside, they are internal. Take this information, understand that you have the most fertile garden known to man inside of your mind, and take that information and run with it and find better plants to plant inside your garden. Before you get out of here, understand it's my stock life or no life. Go ahead and hit subscribe, slap a comment on this video, smash the like button, share it with your grandma. I say that every video. I love you guys so much. Stay tuned for the next one.